in the rain today. Just in case the rain is blowing in here. What is up? What is up? The birds are loving this rain. Check out my new fence. It's getting all wet. Working alongside better artists than yourself. Me being a caricature artist, occasionally I work with other artists, and I'm going to talk about that today in this YouTube live stream. Welcome, artists than yourself. It pushes you, and I've done that recently, and so I had the chance to push myself over this late winter, early spring in order to be ready for the caricature season here in upstate New York. And the season is in full swing. I'm going to tell you about today's gig, tell you what happened at today's gig. Fortunately, unfortunately, I have 4 gigs this week. Did one gig yesterday with the same company, had 2 gigs today with the same company, 2 events, 2 corporate events, right? Well, today, because of the rain, they canceled 2 of them and rescheduled for the 26th. Luckily, I'm available. And luckily, I already got deposits and payment from them. So there's one tip for you if you're an event artist. Take deposits, because you never know. I mean, the one thing is, you'd think they'd be prepared, have some tents. They did have a tent for me, which was great. It was awesome. But it's a lot of food trucks and a lot of outside, like, cornhole activities and stuff. So it's just wouldn't work out in the rain, But unfortunately, with this stupid iPhone, I missed the voicemail that they canceled. I just had it on Do Not Disturb or whatever. iPhone isn't alerting me when I have voicemail, so I don't know. I have to manually go in and check. Luckily, I only live 5 minutes from the gig, so that was canceled, and we're rescheduled that for the 26th. So I'll be doing that, but always take deposits, act professional. Mikey Stock, how you doing? It's been a while. Yes, it has, Mike. I'm here in the rain here in upstate New York. My new fence is getting all rained on. Me and my buddy put that fence up. He did most of the work. Not me. I can't swing a hammer to save my life. Oh, and I had 5 gigs. I had 5 gigs, Mike. I just worked up in Saratoga Springs, New York. It's the Belmont Stakes here. Hit that thumbs up, everybody. Had the Belmont Stakes, and I worked with 2 other awesome artists, Chris Bent and Dave Snyder. Awesome artist, awesome caricature artist. Me and Chris were doing caricatures, and Dave was doing airbrush t-shirts. We had rain here yesterday, high winds too. Oh, all right. I want to go out on my walk. I got my sneaks on. I'm going to go walk on the umbrella. I don't care. I just want to get my steps in. But the 2 good things happened at my gig up in Saratoga. You know what happened with these other 2 artists? They both came to me, and they both told me, Mark, your work's gotten better. It's improved. And I knew there was room for improvement. And I'm so glad, because I've really been pushing it hard, working at it. It's a caricature, working that caricature muscle, so to say. So one came up to me and said, your work's really improved. And the other one said, yeah, I was really impressed with your line work and your color and your gags and your themes. So that meant the world to me that they came up and told me that, because I'm just so glad they noticed, because they're way ahead of me. Not way ahead, but definitely a step above my skill. And I strive to be at that level, and I'm getting there. I'm on your tails. But be the artist who you are, Do what you do. And I've been pushing myself with the themes and the gags, and it's really gone over well. I used to just do head and shoulders, banging them out in 3 or 4 minutes, and now I'm taking my time. and I'm doing the full body themes and gags, sports, hobbies, whatever. Superheroes. I struggle with the superheroes, but I can do Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, and Wonder Woman, and Batman and Superman. So they're all kind of the same, just little details. So I'm so glad they said that to me. So I'm going back to the day job tomorrow. I had a couple days off here. But then I'm off Saturday. I got another gig. I'm doing a freebie. You've got true cartoon talent, Mark. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. I got a little bit of talent, but I work hard at it. I'm doing an event here in Waterville, New York for the American Cancer Society up at the Waterville High School, just outside of Albany. Hang on 1 second. I gotta sneeze. No sneeze. No sneeze. Ooh, sorry. I thought I had to sneeze. I was gonna sneeze off camera. So I'm doing a freebie. I usually don't do free gigs, but this one, why not? It gives me a chance to work out my caricatures, spend a little time coloring, doing the body themes. So it's a 3-hour event, literally 2 minutes from my house, and I'm going to do it. And it's important to give back a little, I think, too, so I'm giving back, But they are hooking me up with a big receipt for the tax write-off. Always get that. Booyah! Well, that inspirational nomad used to say, my conservative tax accountant back in New Jersey. Whatever happened to him? Was he still around doing those videos? I think he is. I think he's doing more of, what do you call those? RV reviews or something? Yeah, we need the old Sammy back. I gotta sneeze, Mike. We need the old inspirational nomad back. The WWE wrestler type when he's smacking that laptop. How about the barefoot vlogger still putting out these Vietnam videos? Where's the barefoot vlogger? I want to see Florida videos. All right, I love you, Terry. Let's see some more Florida. Here, Port St. Lucie, Florida. There you go. No, I love Terry. Terry's awesome. You guys, if you're ever interested in a really great guy or interested in moving to Florida or visiting Florida, go subscribe to the Barefoot Vlogger. Great guy. Probably one of my favorite YouTubers. And he just did an awesome military thing where he landed. He was in a helicopter and landed on a carrier or something. Like landed on a ship. And then got the full tour during Fleet Week. So yeah, work with artists who are better than you, and it's going to make you improve. Because I was stagnant. I knew I was a little stagnant with my work, and it showed. So I'm glad I pushed it, and I'm glad the other artists recognized that my work's gotten better. So onward and upward. The birds are loving this rain. Going after the worms out here. I got a darn groundhog getting in under my shed. You want to see? See that cinder block? Well, he didn't move that, but right behind it, he's been digging out. You see a bunch of dirt and mud there now. That's what he dug out. These darn groundhogs, man. Crazy. Nobody hits that thumbs up. There's only one person here now. All right, so anyway, I was debating. I'm doing a video on utility locating. How about that? How desperate is that? But it's not the utility locating video you think. It's kind of, if you're with me and you were with me from the beginning, you know this channel started out as a utility locating, underground utility locating channel. And I got a great title for a video and a great, some thoughts on utility locating. Nothing detailed, but for anybody who's looking to get into the field, let me know if you want that video. And I did it. I did the job for 20 years. Did the job for 20 years. Wow, 2 Blue Jays. Check out this Blue Jay. Hang on. There he goes. Look how blue they are. I got a bird feeder over here. What was I saying? Oh, if anybody wants that crazy video, the title of the utility locating video is I just had the worst nightmare about utility. I still have nightmares about utility locating, something to that effect. And I do. It's about once every 2 weeks, maybe once a month, once, twice a month, I get a nightmare of locating utilities, my previous job I was in. If you want to know the full Cartoon Mark story, if you care, I'm going to talk about a new artist I met in person in about 2 minutes. I'm going to talk about Lexi Hanna. But for right now, yes. The Cartoon Mark rundown. The number one question I get asked when I'm drawing caricatures, happened all day yesterday. How long have you been doing this? And I said, well, events. I've been drawing at events for about 10 years. But I've always been somebody's slamming the door out there. I've always been an artist. I got pictures of me holding a crayon as a little toddler at the kitchen table. And how did you get started, they say. I say, hit that thumbs up, everybody, and I'll tell you. Come on, just push the button. That's all it takes. How I got started was probably drawing my teachers in high school when I should have been learning. I got started with caricature of more of a comic book related, or actually Mad Magazine related, and Garbage Pail Kids. My easel, my French easel, is covered with Garbage Pail Kids stickers. I am a child of the 80s, 70s and 80s, and that's how I got started in caricature. And I took it more serious when this whole thing came out. You know, the World Wide Web. You could find information on it a little easier, because there was only one book floating around before all this, from the 70s or 80s or maybe even the 60s, by Len Redmond. Len Redmond, go get his book. It's called Len Redmond Caricatures, How to Draw Caricatures. And that was the only book I had, but it helped. But I drew my teachers so well in high school. I went to military school, and where I had to wear a uniform. It was very disciplined. I drew caricatures so well of one teacher, they had me draw all the other teachers. Not all of them, but some of the other teachers. And they put them up in the hallway when I was in high school. How cool is that? And I drew the disciplinarian holding a kid by the neck and having the book Law in Schools, which he had a book on his desk called The Law in Schools. And with smoke coming out of his ears. Who wants to hear a Cartoon Mark high school story? Type it in the comments if you want to hear it. Where Cartoon Mark was playing hooky. And who wants to hear the Cartoon Mark story of Cartoon Mark in high school playing hooky and what happened? Twice. And how my parents were amused and glad what happened. I'm only going to do it if you type in the comments, say, tell us. Say, Cartoon Mark, tell us. Come on, we got 3 of you here. I mean, if you want to hear it. If not, you're not obligated for me to tell you that silly story. But I'd love to tell you that story. So let's talk about Lexi Hanna. I went to a wedding a couple weeks ago out in Rensselaer County, outside of Troy, New York, and I drew caricatures at a wedding, at a barn. Actually, it was on a farm, big farmhouse, huge property, huge tents they had. My favorite part was the bathrooms. They had these portable luxury bathrooms, air conditioned, urinals. Beautiful. That's a new trend now, these portable bathrooms that are luxury bathrooms. And to get in out of the heat with my suit on was just great. I didn't want to come out of that bathroom. So I'm going there. Hey, Jordan Rodriguez. Good morning, Mr. Mark. Well, good evening to you. It's about 6 o'clock here. Where are you from, Jordan? So I met a wedding painter. Have you guys ever seen these people who paint the bride and groom at the weddings? Hang on. I need another hand here. I'm getting dripped on. It's raining here in upstate New York. So I met Lexi Hanna. Check her out on Instagram or Google her. Lexi Hanna. An amazing painter was Lexi Hanna. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Appreciate that. And just hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Lexi Hanna was impressed with what I do, but I was impressed with what she did. She had kind of the background of the bride and groom painted, usually like some foliage or some landscape. And, oh, you meant this evening. All right. Don't know what I said. It's 6 p.m. Oh, NYC. Haven't been down to NYC, Jordan. I'm up in Albany. We used to take the bus down there to go see Yankee games and to see my brother. My brother lives just north of the city, so we always pop in to see him. And he's also 1% owner of a bar in Manhattan. And he always asked me and my dad to get in on it 20 years ago, and we wish we did. Because he's doing pretty well. The bar's still there. The bar's still open. Anyway, side note. Sorry, Hey, Mystic Rose, popping in to say hi. Can't stay. Hope you have a great day and night. Mystic Rose, everybody go say subscribe. Hi, Rose. Sorry I didn't see you there, Rose. Everybody go subscribe to Mystic Rose. She's got a great channel with card readings. I'm interested in that, Rose. You know how life is. It's crazy. I want to do one of those. And I can tell you a story about someone I went to. If you're still here, Rose, I'll tell you that story. It's one of these, it was a psychic fair, and she gave me a reading. Do you give readings at all, or is it just through the cards? Anyway, what was I saying? I get so sidetracked. I'm so ADD. I talked to you probably about Jordan, you want any info on utility locating, Jordan? I can give it to you, brother. And I might make a new video on utility locating, which I hate to do, but I'm going to. Jordan, I talked to you probably a month or two ago about my job at USIC. It's going pretty good so far. Great, Jordan. I'm glad it's going good. It sounds to me like you're only locating one utility if you're saying it's going pretty good. How right am I? Because USIC in certain areas, I can tell you in the Albany area, Troy, New York area, USIC does not do gas or electric anymore. They only do cable. Chartercom, which, how easy is that to locate cable? Give me one utility to locate. I had 4. I had water, sewer, drainage, and electric. Let me know what you locate. You probably locate a lot more. I'm just teasing, Jordan. Only 2, gas and electric. Okay, you got gas and electric. That's plenty. That's plenty. So I met Lexi Hanna at a wedding I was drawing caricatures at. Her work's amazing. Just go check her out. Give her a like on Instagram. She paints portraits like of the bride and groom at the wedding. How awesome is that? And it kind of got me thinking, I want to maybe paint caricatures like in the wintertime when my down season. You guys might know I paint crazy looking faces here in the wintertime, in my downtime, because caricatures is a seasonal business here in New York State. I mean, there are some events, but not really anything worth. That's why I'm going to be the snowbird caricature artist in about 5 or 6 years. So I met Lexi Hanna. She paints on site. She does like acrylic because it dries quicker. Acrylic paint dries quicker. But I mean, I don't know how she does it, guys. She's amazing. She does murals. She does everything. She dressed up like Bob Ross and went to this event and painted and handed out little trees, little happy tree stickers, and then painted everybody. Oh, go check her out. She's on here on YouTube also. Jordan, locating in NYC is very stressful. Gee, you think? I can imagine how peaceful it is to locate in Albany or in upstate New York in general. Well, Jordan, I'm going to give you the lowdown since you're asking. I'll give you everything you want to know about the Albany area. You're right on a little bit. You would think you were. You would think you would be right. And I don't know how you locate in New York City. How deep is the stuff if there's subways underneath there? What do they pack the utilities up above the subway and below the streets? Is there like a common trench? Or I don't know how. You know what? I'd spray that shit so wide. I'd write dig safely, hand dig, I would write. When I was in Florida, when I see locations in Florida, when I go visit my parents who go down there as snowbirds, they got water flags, and the water flags say hand dig, plastic line. Okay? So we're sidetracking on utility locating for Jordan. He thinks it's easy locating, peaceful in New York, in Albany, New York. Jordan, I got 10% battery left, so I'm going to be quick. I am outside of Albany, just north of Albany. It is booming with subdivisions. In the Colony area, have you ever heard of Latham? We're between Saratoga and Albany. Booming. I'm talking subdivision, subdivision, subdivision. Yes, some of that is easy locating, but there's a lot of old industrial here too. So the new thing with old industrial and commercial sites, Jordan, is knock them down. Developers come in and knock them down and rebuild multi-use, commercial mixed with residential units and commercial units. So, and then a lot of these places, there's not even water or gas, so they have to run all new main. So, and then they have to tie into the old section. So it's really not easy or peaceful at all. It's just a never-ending rat race. That's why I got out of the utility locating, and now I'm in the water treatment, and distribution end of utilities. And I am a second shift worker, and I absolutely love it. I go in at 3 o'clock and I get out at 11 o'clock p.m. And I draw caricatures whenever I can, in between. And I got my mornings. How much better is it to have my mornings free? I never have to set an alarm clock ever again. All right, I don't want to give it away. I don't want to tell everybody how great I got it. All right. Look at this rain. Where's Minivan Venturing? Where's Chad? Where's Mercy B? Okay, Jordan, subway is usually deeper than utilities. I figured that. Although you would get a lot of bleed over because of how many underground utilities there are if you're doing inductive. Yeah, inductive is when you drop on it. Guys, you drop your transmitter and it throws a signal on everything, not just your utility, all right? So it sounds like Jordan's got it down pat down there in New York City. What's the pay down there? I'll tell you the pay up here. Well, my pay was a little different because I was a city worker. I still am a city worker. And utility locating wasn't our main thing. Our main thing was highway, leaf and brush, water distribution, and sewer collection, sewer. So I was fortunate enough just to be the guy who located all that. Oh, and we bought all the street lighting too, so I had to locate all the street lighting. The pay for that was roughly 50 to 60K when I got out. More in the middle of it was more like 55K. Okay, so that's not bad for a locator. That's no overtime. I was not allowed overtime, Jordan, because of the union I was in. Okay, that's all about the change here. At USIC, it's $18.50 an hour. Okay, to start, senior locators, they're making $34 an hour. Wow. That's like what I'm not going to say. That's a lot, senior locator. Maybe I should be a senior locator. Go back to it. Hell no. Jordan, the next video I might make is I can't stop having nightmares about you. I still have nightmares about utility locating. Jordan, I've been out of the job a year and a half, and I still have nightmares of me on a site, can't find what I need, can't locate, and I got bosses calling me, bosses blowing up my phone, and it never rings. It never ends. So luckily, it's just a nightmare. I'm getting rained on pretty good here, even with this umbrella. So wasn't it stressful for you when you were locating? Towards the end. I'd say the last 2 or 3 years, number one, the winter, Jordan, got to me. The snow, the ice, the frozen snow you had to chip away at just to get to the utilities. A lot of times I just winged it. And I knew I was right. I knew it was spot on. But sometimes you got to wing it. The cold got to me. The cold really got to me. But what really got to me, Jordan, was they piled on electric, which that wasn't in the original job description. Basically, what happened was the city came to me and said, "Hey, Mark, we just purchased all the National Grid street lighting, and now we have to locate it. Here's a case of red spray paint." Okay. Any training going to be provided? Any safety training? Any more compensation? As this was not in my original job description, and they didn't like when I started asking those questions. And they were fair questions. I got a little tiny bit of safety training. I got it from a phone guy who did phone locating. And they should have had me, I didn't want to go fiddling in there with electric stuff with my fingers. I knew how to do it. I ain't going to tell them that. I kind of knew how to locate electric because I worked with these USIC guys side by side. And I would help them. They would help me. You know, us locators stick together out there, Jordan. So I knew how to do it. But I wasn't comfortable locating electric. So I wanted more pay. And lo and behold, a new job opportunity came up within my city. And I just threw my hat in the ring, not thinking, maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't. Well, they offered me the job out of 4 other candidates. And I accepted. And I said, bye-bye utility locating. Hello. Oh my God, they're getting soaked out there. Why would you be walking without an umbrella? Jordan, but to locate National Grid Electric, you have to locate measurements or toning in and out. Yeah, you need measurements and tone. I remember that. I remember those locators bitching about that. And they had to get on the phone and get clearance. How crazy was that? I don't wish... Jordan, my advice to you, have an exit plan. Have an exit strategy. Jason Pierce, you look like Mr. Duncan. I don't know. I think Mr. Duncan is a pretty good-looking guy. Why are you out here in the rain? She's out here in the rain. Yes, tone and measurements. Because out here, some guys locate National Grid gas by measurements. Sounds difficult. No, you have gas cards, right? My father worked for National Grid in the gas department for 37 years. I know all about that. He retired as a locator. Before that, was a machine operator, backhoe operator, and yada, yada, yada. So whenever I had a problem locating, I just asked my dad. He's all right. Jason Pierce in the house. Where are you from, Jason? So I am, I'm going to be running out of battery here, guys. Just wanted to say hi. Work with artists who are better than you. He gave me an F on the test. Oh, man. I'm sorry you got an F. Oh, yeah, Mr. Duncan, the teacher. So caricature, I got a new website. If you want to check me out on the website, caricaturesbymark.com, caricaturesbymark.com. Con Edison. Oh, Jason's from Chicago. I love that deep dish pizza, man. I'm a New Yorker. I'll take a deep dish over in New York any day. Jason, it's like a fucking meal. On a freezing cold Chicago night or a freezing cold New York night, you want something that's going to keep you warm. And that's a deep dish Uno pizza or Blue Malnati's, you know. If this cuts off, I'm sorry, guys. The battery's going to die, but I'm going to end it before that. And not a lot of caricature videos to come. I'm too busy with events, so that's why I'm popping in. Just wanted to say hi. Touched on utility locating, touched on Lexi Hannah's art, touched on caricature events. You're a pretty cool dude. You earned my like and sub. Well, thank you, Jason. You got my respect, brother. Thank you for pushing those buttons. Appreciate that. I've been through a lot. I've been around a lot, and I've taken what I've learned. And you know, don't get pushed around out there, guys. Especially you, Jordan. Don't be taken advantage of. You know you're worth more than that. You're worth a lot more than that. You can be a senior locator You can be an auditor. I want to see you do better. Or I want to see you get into utility distribution like I did. Look to get into the city of New York. You want a pension, all right? That's the only reason I work for this local city outside Albany is for the pension. I want to see you do better. All right, Jordan and Jason, thank you so much for being here in my live. I got to run, and I will see you next time. Jordan, appreciate you, Mark. When I started this field, I found you on YouTube, and you helped me tremendously when locating. Great. Glad I can help you. And if you have a damage, Jordan, what are you going to say? Did you expose the utility? If you have a damage, Jordan, ask that contractor, did you expose my utility? If they say yes, then why'd you damage it? If they say no, say, then why were you digging? That should have warranted a phone call back to me. You violated the code rule 753 of the New York State system. Thank you and goodbye. There's some free advice from Cartoon Mark.